guys, it's Jenny here for Love from Lizzie. I'm here to show you the cards that I've created using the April 2018 card kit. Let's start with the first cards. For the first card, I've used some of the patterned paper from the kit. I've also pulled in a doily from my personal stash. I'm just cutting up the papers to size using my Tim Holtz guillotine. I'm adhering some of the black ribbon from the kit. Just cutting that up using my my EK Success Cutter Bee scissors. I'm using a sentiment from the sticker sheet and a camera from the sticker sheet. I'm using my Scotch ATG gun to adhere everything. Just also adding the Scotch ATG to the ribbon. I'm just carefully using my fingers once I place it onto the pattern paper just to remove all the excess adhesive, and then just wrapping that around the back of the card. Just cutting up a piece of the striped paper just to bring the pattern paper off the page a little bit. Just adhering all of that down. Now I am adding that to a Twiddly Bits card base. I am a square card maker. That's what I'm most comfortable with, so I buy these in bulk. Just adding some Nouveau crystal drops from the kit onto the front of my card, and I also add some to the top of the lid as well. I do that because I keep them in a drawer and it makes it easier for me to see the colours that I'm using. So that's card 1 completed. On to card 2. I am using some of the flowered pattern paper on this one, and I'm also using some of the sticker sheet. I am using the embossing folder that was in the kit to emboss some of the blue cardstock. I'm using the U and the R from the Sentiments stamp set, and I'm using a Lawn Fawn stitched circle die to cut a piece of acetate. Acetate ended up not being the best thing that I should have used for this card, but I couldn't find any vellum, so this is what I have used. I've added a butterfly and the word amazing from the sticker sheet, and I'm just carefully stamping on the sentiments onto the acetate. Just being careful not to smudge them because they are still wet for a little while. Cleaning off my stamps as I go. I just keep a wet wipe on my desk for that. Just bringing in the pattern paper, just trying to work out what design I'm going to go with. Adhering everything using the Scotch ATG gun. I'm also adding one of the hearts from the sticker sheet. I'm using multi-matte medium on the back of the stickers so that I could adhere that acetate sheet to the card. It ended up not being the best glue to have used. It actually did dry on the acetate but didn't become sticky. So I ended up having to add some of this Scotch ATG. So now adhering all that together using a little Topo Mono multi. And I'm adding some of the glitter strips from the kit just around the outside of the blue square just to bring it off the page a little. Just carefully using my fingers to push it as close to the blue square as I can. Cutting it using the EK Success Cutter Bee scissors. And I also added some onto the butterfly as well. Okay, so I'm now adhering that onto the Twiddly Bits card base, and then we will be just about ready to start card 3. I wish I could make cards this quick, you know, it'd be pretty cool. Okay, and I also do decorate all the insides of my cards as well, I just don't pop that onto the video. I also added at the end, felt like it was missing something, so I added a feather from the sticker sheet onto that. Now onto card 3, I'm using the cut a part sheet from the pattern papers, and I'm using the little bike there. I'm also using some of the handwritten pattern paper, which I am then matting onto some of the black cardstock, and I'm also using a excess piece from the camera's sheet just down the left hand side of the card. I'll also be adhering all of this to a twiddly bit card base at the end, just making sure that's straight. Just matting that onto a black piece of cardstock just to bring the image up off the page a little bit. Scotch ATG to adhere. And then popping them onto the Twiddly Bits card base. Okay, now we will move on to card number 4. So for card number 4, I am using some of the, it's kind of like an aqua blue dotted pattern paper. I'm also using a little bit more of that camera sheet that I had left over, some of the glitter strips from the card kit, a doily from my stash, and I'm using a little birdie from the sticker sheet. Originally I was going to use one of the little the phone stickers, but I couldn't get it to work for me. I'm also using some of the Nuvo drops that were in the kit for this one. Just stamping all the sentiments on using My Favorite Things black licorice hybrid ink and just a Lawn Fawn acrylic block. So that's the phone that I was trying to use, but I couldn't get it to work with my card. So I've gone with the little birdie instead. Just working my way through, putting it all together. Trying to figure out what works and what doesn't work. Adhering using the Scotch ATG gun. Trying to line it up on my grid mat to make sure that it was perfectly aligned. Here I am popping those glitter strips along the top and the bottom of the camera sheet. Make sure you do keep all your little offcuts for that, because you never know when you might just need just that small little tiny piece just to finish something off. Just cutting that using my EK Success Cutter-Bee scissors. Popping it all together, and now I'll be adhering it onto the Twiddly Bits card base. So that was card 4. Just going to add some Nuvo drops on. Make sure that you allow your Nuvo drops to dry, because they do take a little while to dry. Now, beginning card 5, I have cut a black circle using the black cardstock from the kit and a Lawn Fawn stitch circle die. I am adhering some of the stickers from the sticker sheet onto that black circle, and also one of the sentiments of the sticker sheet. I'm using some of the leftover flower paper from the first card that I made, and also a black and white striped strip that was just in the leftover offcuts there. Just going to slide that underneath, and also add 2 of the hearts from the sticker sheet, and I will also add some Nuvo crystal drops onto those just to bring them up off the page. And I'll adhere all of that to a Twiddly Bits card base using the Scotch ATG gun. It's just about done. Adding the Nuvo. Once again, don't forget to allow it time to dry. Keep it aside from your desk. Card 6, I'm using one of the cutter parts from that patterned paper sheet. I'm using the little typewriter, and I'm also using some of the sentiment stamps just to stamp U and R at the top, and then making it happen underneath. I'm also using a Fiskars border punch just to punch the top of that handwritten paper, just to make it look like it is a notepad page. I'm also using some of the stickers from the sticker sheet and just some of that aqua blue dotted paper that I also used on card number 4. So just working my way through that. Adding the flowers on, just trying to work out where I'm going to put them. I just slip them underneath there. adhering everything using the Scotch ATG gun. That is card 6 just about done. I also added one of the little heart stickers to the top of the typewriter. Okay, now we're starting card 7. So card 7, I've used quite a few of these stickers from the sticker sheet just to create a scene. I've used a lawn fawn stitched circle die to create the pink circle, and I've used a few of the pattern papers. I've also used the U and the R stamps from the stamp set, which I have inked up using the My Favorite Things My Favorite Things Black Licorice Hybrid ink and a Lawn Fawn acrylic block. So just cutting all those off. I'm doing all that off to the side of my desks because I didn't have enough room. I had too much stuff out at the time. So just now working out the placement of all of these bits and pieces that I've cut up, adhering using the Scotch ATG gun, making sure everything is straight and exactly where I wanted it to go. It just felt like it needed something else, so I've just slipped a strip of the black cardstock that I had sitting on my desk that was a leftover. I've just cut a banner into the bottom of it using the EK Success Cutter Bee scissors, adding some Scotch ATG gun, and then I'll just pop it onto the bottom pattern paper. Wasn't sure if I was going to add something else at this stage, but decided that that was enough. I think that was it. I'm still playing around with papers here, but I don't think I added any more on. Oh yes, I did, sorry, just the aqua blue spots, which I thought I had out from the start, but I didn't. So that was just another leftover piece from one of the earlier cards that I had done. So now I'll go in and add those sentiment stamps just to finish off the sentiment for the front of the card. It doesn't look very straight there, but it actually is straight on the card. It's just the way that the camera is angled. Just adding some of the Nuvo crystal drops just to the side of the card, adhering it onto a Twiddly Bits card base. And then we start on card 8. So card 8, I did a lot of that off screen, unfortunately. I wasn't paying much attention. I was in my groove of card making. I used quite a few of the die cuts that come with the kit, and adhered them onto some of the, it's like a pinky purpley colour glitter cardstock that was in the card kit, which I am absolutely loving. I'm surprised I even cut into it because I'm such a hoarder of these things. And it was actually quite a simple card, and it turned out beautiful, and I'm absolutely in love with it. Now working on card 9. So another quite simple one. I've just used some of the stickers and some of the die cuts from the card kit. I'm using the I Am Choosing Happiness, the On the Right Path, and I have cut one of the little birds using the die that was in the kit. I've adhered that onto one of the watercolor type papers, which I have also matted onto some of the black cardstock. I then added that onto a piece of the black glitter cardstock that was in the kit. Again, it was just a simple card that just came together really quickly, and it was absolutely perfect. So I did play around with a few other things, as you can see on my desk, but the simplicity of it, it just worked. It was perfect. So just adhering all that on using some Tombow Mono Multi liquid adhesive, and then gluing that down using the Scotch ATG gun onto the Twiddly Bits card base. So just about done, just adding that last black matte layer, and then adhering that to the card base. Alright, now on to card 10. I am using quite a few pieces of cardstock and pattern papers that were leftovers from all of the other card kits. As you can see, again, I did have a play with a few different pattern papers and things that were there, but the end result didn't end up using that blue cardstock that I'm playing with right now. Just added a few of the strips and things that were leftovers, 2 of the sentiments from the die cuts, and again, it was a simple card that just turned out absolutely gorgeous, and I'm super happy with all the cards that I've made. In the end, I actually ended up making a total of 16 cards, which is a pretty good effort for me, and not one bit of Copic colouring. So, you know, those of you that know me and know my style, this is totally not my style, but I'm in love with every single one of them. So thank you for stopping by, and I hope to see you all soon. See ya!